Hello, everyone. Welcome to the UK Prepper Network live show. We are here to discuss some current events. So if that's not your thing, goodbye. We'll try and touch on a bit of prepping maybe, but it is your show, guys. So please get your questions in as well in the side chat. I'll try my best to keep up with it. There is 63 of you in here and we have up 70 in here, and we've just started streaming across Barry and Brian's channel as well. How you doing, Barry?
Very well, thank you, mate. Survived the snow downfall, and yes, here we are again.
You went a bit backwards. You kind of lost the beard and hair running up to Christmas, and then once Santa's been, you stole your beard and hair back. It's
a side hustle. It's a side hustle at Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. And I've joined, of course, as always, by Brian, the Scottish Prepper. How you doing, Brian?
Yeah, good, mate. How's you?
I'm good. I'm a bit warm, so I've got my meatloaf rag on the standby for dabbing off the beads, glistening under the lights.
Is that because you've seen the price of nappies?
I've seen the price of everything. Yeah, when one gets out of nappies, that's when the next one comes. Loads of people in the chat, loads of members as well. Lots of green names. Love to see that. Awesome. Thank you, members, for supporting the channel. It's really appreciated. I'll stick that across the bottom. You can support in any way. There's all the links are in the description of my stream. And obviously, if you're watching on Barry or Brian's, make sure you at least like and subscribe and support them any way you can as well. With that said, the topic of the evening is we're all fucked. Pretty much. Brian put a video out, He doesn't do doom and gloom, Brian. Allegedly.
Only when it's appropriate.
He put a video out and I ran to the shop. I maxed out my credit card, which is about £3.50. What's going on, Brian? It's tell us very briefly who said what and why.
So Sir Nicholas Knighton, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, was called to the MP's Commons Account Committee or whatever it's called yesterday. And they were grilling him on the state of the UK's defences, its plans, etc. So up until 1991, the UK used to have a thing called the War Book, which was their Bible of how they would cope with civil resilience, disasters, conventional war, atomic war, encompassing everything from rationing, the Protect and Survive booklets, the Royal Observer Corps and all that stuff. So we scrapped all that and then they put the book on the shelf and they've done away with it. So we don't have an operational plan anymore on how to defend the UK. Or at least or if we do have, he's lied to the MPs and says we don't. He says we're working on one and we might have one within the next 12 to 18 months.
Now, in 2025, in July, they released the UK Government Resilience Action Plan.
Mm-hmm.
So is that not technically what they should have in place? Talking about assessing risk, assuring our resilience system. So I don't know how you assure something that's not there.
I was talking to somebody that replied to one of that video you're talking about.
Thank you, Evil.
That video up today, somebody commented on that we've got the the Resilience Act, blah blah blah, 2004, whatever it is. I was like, yeah, I've read it. However, what we've got is a hollow framework with no assets assigned. And they'd said that, well, I was part of a charity years ago and we went to a meeting once and were told we'd be expected to help. Okay, couple of key points there. Charities years ago and never been since. Charities change bodies like underwear. And there was no follow-up. There was no drills. There was no training. There was no explanation of roles. And more importantly, there was no resources, right?
So when it happens, they're going to be like, I'm supposed to do something, but yes. I have no fucking idea what.
And where are they getting the fuel from? Who's coordinating it? What practices have they done? Fuck all. So all we've got is a series of hollowed-out documents that don't actually mean anything, from what I can see. And he pretty much rubber-stamped that yesterday. And they asked him about the NHS and his role in the event of a conflict. Well, we don't have a plan for that. And then he went on to say how the NHS was in crisis. No shit, Sherlock. We've got people dying in the corridors, right? The NHS could not cope with a conventional conflict, even of a limited or small scale. It would be overwhelmed. And even if they did have the resources, there's no plan in place at the moment, he says, to allocate resources in terms of doctors, material, nurses, and any other associated health professionals. And it was, you're sitting watching this shit going, really? To actually come out in that with that.
I watched. I liked that I think she was an MP that was talking to him and challenging him through it. Actually turned around and said, "So should we not be saying something?" And like a bit of, in other words, she was basically saying a bit of fear wouldn't be a bad thing because it would make us more resilient. And he instantly backtracked on that one. Sorry, big shout out to Dave O. Thank you for the £10 super sticker. That's absolutely awesome. Really appreciate it. But yeah, backtracked on that one straight away. Barry, did you watch this thing as well?
Regrettably, no, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So that's a good start. But Brian's video has been absolutely bang on the button with everything that he said. It reminded me of watching the old BBC film Threads. Yeah, the post-apocalyptic one. Yeah. And I think at the moment, the government's reaction will be exactly how it was portrayed in that film.
Panic, martial law.
Mass panic, nobody knowing what they're supposed to be doing or what the left hand's doing, the right hand's doing, anything along those lines at all. I
think, so my genuine feeling is that panic will set in a Cobra meeting. But by the time this is happening, it's too late anyway. But that panic will set in a Cobra meeting, and the first thing they'll do is emergency alert thing, stay inside. Do not leave your home.
Yeah.
And they're going to do that to a lot of people who buy their food every day. Yeah. She's got family who I could, because she has like no food in whatsoever. It's like you've been through a lockdown situation. Why wouldn't you even have at least a week's worth of food in? It's absolute madness. So that's what I think they'll do. I mean, Brian, without a plan in place, do you think that's what would they do?
The same as they did pre-COVID. They assured everybody in the run-up to COVID that there was a plan in place for an anthrax release or a contagion or anything else. On camera, they told everybody were well versed, drilled, and etc. They had no kit, they had no training. It was a fucking disaster, and we ended up buying billions of pounds of stuff, which we subsequently burnt in 2024. We burned most of it, and funnily enough, the people that bought it, half of them were in government or their relations were. So a lot of people died during the scandemic, and a lot of people made a lot of money. So,
I know.
As bad as it was, see, when you're talking about Threads, Barry, in the 80s, we had the Royal Observer Corps. We had a measure of civil resilience, and councils and local authorities had the war plan, and they had the big book. They knew what their obligations were.
Them ROC bunkers, maybe not the individual posts, all of them, but the actual under each council ones were still operational at that point, right?
Yeah,
they were the scrapped. So you had those ones, the county ones, then you had the regional seats of government ones. So like Kelvin and Hatch, that kind of thing, the one at Anstruther that you've been in. These were all built and manned and staffed and maintained. They were all scrapped and written off and flattened. So we don't have that. We don't have the MAF stores that they used to have. So they used to have a series of large warehouses throughout the UK with tinned butter, sugar and meat. Ironically, for only 1 million people for a month. Something like that, roughly. But when they decommissioned it, when they revealed the plan of how they were going to distribute that, they didn't have a plan. They'd bought all this food, had it all over the UK, but there was no plan for fuel or people or command and control to dish it out. So we had that then, which wasn't great, and now we've got fuck all. There's no MAF stores, there's no Royal Observer Corps, and there's no civil resilience organisations other than a paper trail. Unless somebody knows something that we don't, please share it. I'd love to know.
Yeah, it's scary. Leanne Max says, anyone remember the Sky News podcast? Yeah, I did a reaction series to that. Didn't we say they were telling us what is coming? Yeah, we did. And to be honest, it's worse than that podcast at this moment, because in that podcast, everything was hunky-dory with the United States until this started. Right now, they could end or pull out of NATO or kill NATO before that even happens. It's a worse situation.
The largest member of NATO is now playing Pac-Man and trying to eat the smaller ones. That's never going to end well.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not. Poland have released a new leaflet, same as the Swedish one. Talks about conflict and invasion and air raids and everything in there. I've had a look through. I'll do a video on that soon. But we seem to be the last vestige of everything's fine. What is this normalcy bias we've got, Barry, all of a sudden? It's just, we've been through disasters in all of our lifetimes because we've lived through the clappy lockdown stages. Yeah. So why do we have this sense of nothing will affect us? We are British.
Governmental wise, they don't care. Full stop. They're not bothered about what happens to the populace. They're more interested in lining their own pockets. That's my opinion, and it is only an opinion. But I mean, you look at the rest of the world. The rest of the world seems to have their head screwed on right when it comes to, right, we can see what's happening. We've got this in place already. We now need to do this to reach this target goal. We seem to be going backwards rather than forwards when it comes to preparing as a nation. Our infrastructure is shot. Nobody knows what anybody else is doing. There's no clear plans set in place. It's a nightmare. I mean, when somebody said that 2026 is going to be the year of the prepper, yeah, absolutely, because I think there's going to be a lot more preppers suddenly surfacing.
That was him that said that.
I know somebody said it. One of us did.
Yeah, it was him. Where's he?
How rude.
No, you're right. And well, you're wrong, but I'd love to think you were right, Brian. But is it the year that people wake up to it? That's the question. I mean, every year is the year of the prepper if you're already a prepper, right? But
we're a country of contradictions.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is you've got the chief of the defence staff sitting down in front of the MPs saying we're basically bollocksed. And then we've got Fear Warmer. He's standing up in front of NATO telling them we're a coalition of the willing, and he's going to deploy thousands of troops that we don't have and equipment that we don't own. So on one hand, you've got your illustrious leadership telling you this, the military telling you that, and then you've got us in one hand as the civvies saying, this isn't looking good. Perhaps we should do something to look after our families. And then you've got the happy clappers who don't want to know. But they're being fed spin for the 90s saying everything's sunshine and lollipops, and we've got this marvellous military. Half the ships overheat and they don't move, and they've been stuck in rebuilding the Daring class destroyers for years. Aircraft carriers that can't go out the port without breaking down. I could go on, but people believe that we're great.
Andy gave us the numbers the other day in the fireside, which were quite shocking. Was it 18,000 or 17,000, something like that? Deployable men on the ground troops.
Yeah. That's shocking.
Let's turn that inwards. That's not enough for martial law.
No.
I mean, I would get martial law because I'm in a city. But if you're out in the country and they had to turn martial law on, you're just going to get forgotten about. Yeah. No point picking up that phone. No point hitting 999, whether it's a fire, whether it's a heart attack, or whether it's somebody robbing your house. In that situation, you're already on your own.
If they brought in martial law to a city and they were basically kettling everybody inside, all they're doing is creating a mass graveyard to stop you escaping and rampaging throughout the countryside. It's damage control. It's not a plan.
I know. I need to.
Yeah,
I've been looking at bug out plans that would involve, if the roads were blocked, if there was martial law, where would the checkpoints be? Where would they put the cordons and stuff like that? And which ways I can get out. Turns out I need a submarine that fits in a canal, but you know.
Or
anybody's
an inflatable dinghy with an outboard.
Yeah. I mean, I've looked at it as an option and stuff like that, but that would be ditch kit and go. That would be literally bug out bags, and that would be your lot.
Yeah.
So the plan is, hopefully I get the flock out of here before it hits the fan. Just hold off for another year. It'd be nice. Elaborate on 2026 being the year of the prepper, Brian. Do you think something's going to happen to justify being a prepper, or is it the year that more people wake up to prepping?
I'd like to think the latter, and I fear the former. So, is something going to happen? Shit, dude, we're 3 weeks into the 2026, and look what's happened already.
Yeah.
Trump's invaded Venezuela. He's talking on every other podcast and live interview that he's going to take over a NATO ally. He's going to do it the easy way or the hard way. In between that, we've got Kent Water. We've got 25,000 people with no water, and still no end in sight of that coming on stream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got the chief of the UK military telling us everything's sunshine and lollipops. Fanar, we're actually fucked. So we're not even into the end of January yet, and this is where we are. So will it be the year of the prepper? If you're a prepper to this point and you've gathered skills and kit, then I think you may well need them, the way things are going. If you haven't, then can I suggest it's the time to start? And that starts from a bottle of water and a tin of stew and everything in between. It's never too late.
Yep, absolutely.
One of your channels is Reaching France. Bonjour, Jean-Marc. There you go. It's for coming through from one of yours. Gazman Kilt also became a new member, not of this channel, of one of yours channels, because it's got the link thing on. So whoever's got have you got memberships on yet, Barry?
No.
Must be me then.
Got to be you, Roy.
Welcome from your glorious overlord.
Appreciate the support. Whichever stream you're watching on, it's really appreciated.
Thank you.
Take the time to, at some point or afterwards, go around to each person that's in the stream and subscribe to their channel as well. It's really appreciated. In the comments quickly, anyone remember this guy? Oh, we did that one. It's a good start, isn't it? The war book also included an issue of pistol sidearms to counsel parking attendants with power of summary execution powers. I mean, if that's true, I'm going to get me application to become a traffic warden now.
Well, I've actually got a link if you want it to the BBC did
application.
Not quite, but almost as good. So I actually put a couple of snippets on the video today of extracts from the previous war book that had been declassified, but you can get the full thing from the BBC. They did a freedom information request, and they've got the whole thing.
Oh, so it's in the archives. You can get it from the archives.
You can watch you can read the whole thing.
Oh, excellent. We'll have to have a browse of that one. Anyone not prepping now can't be saved. Not true.
I don't agree.
Not true. It's never too late to start. 174 people watching. If you're brand new to this, don't listen. Start now. If you've got 10 extra cans of beans than what your neighbour's got, you're going to last 3 extra days than they are. So that's all you need to start with.
Even if you've got nothing, you might have skills. You might be a mechanic, an electrician, whatever it is. Your neighbour might work in an office, but he's got hundreds of shit. You have got skills you can trade in exchange for some of their kit. You've always got something.
Well, planning's free, right? Planning's free right now while you've got the internet at your fingertips, which you must have if you're watching this. Information's free. Yeah, you can pay for courses, you can pay for schooling and stuff like that, but anything you want to know, you could find online. So information is free and planning's free. You could be more prepared than most people in your street just by learning, just by having a plan in place. We are suffering from normalcy bias, says Nelly. Exactly, that's exactly the thing. I watched Fast Jet Performance, and he said we do not have enough fighter jet pilots to protect our sky in the event of war. Yeah, we've not got many jets, but we've got more jets than pilots. So it's a case of when Biggles gets shot down, his parachute has to go to the next plane, runs in, jumps in, and off he goes again. There we go. Scary but true. Brian is right. Don't tell him that. It'll go to his head. Jesus, what are you trying to do to me?
And the last thing I need is a bigger head.
I saw a guy that I used to work with and mentioned that it would be a good idea to stock up. His reply: if it happens, it happens. There's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, exactly. Right. So this is the is it defeatism, or I don't know, what would you word it
Burying
as?
your head in the sand, because it's fear. It looks like an insurmountable mountain that they're talking about, and they're looking here and seeing a nuclear bomb, right? I don't have millions of pounds for a bunker and I stay in the middle of a city. Okay, but we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is you could have a water shortage that at short notice has come along, and you've got kids that need to go to the toilet, they need to drink, they need to be clean, you need to cook them food. Where are you getting that from? Right? That's a viable prep scenario.
The government will save me, Brian.
Well, there was people queuing yesterday in the distribution points, some of them for up to 2 hours. And then when they got to the front of the queue, there was fuck all water left and they shut it.
Yeah. Well, we saw in Spain, it took hours before they were fighting over water, and there was restrictions on how much they could buy and stuff like that. Barry, you're a bit like me, hoping to escape the rat race, or at least the danger zone, before this all hits. Does this accelerate them plans? I mean, obviously money's the factor always, so I can't accelerate it unless there's a lottery win. But does it accelerate the urgency, the sense of urgency to get some land, to get away?
It does to a degree. Time's the most limiting factor, because if something's going to happen, it's going to happen. Whether it happens sooner or later is going to affect you more. Obviously, we all want to be more prepared tomorrow than we are today.
Mm-hmm.
But as you say, it's one of those things. It's time, it's money, it's effort. We've all got day jobs and everything that we've got to, fit around as well. Urgency-wise, definitely. But finding the time to actually use and input that urgency is, at the moment for me, it's a little bit of a problem. 12-hour shifts, coming home, traveling, especially with the recent snow that we had. I mean, that was an absolute bloody nightmare. That was adding an hour's journey either way. But being prepped, we was prepared for it. So, we knew it was coming. We dealt with it. With everything that's happening in the world at the moment, it's an unknown. But I would say it's definitely increased the urgency.
Yeah, it feels that way. I mean, I've been set back massively the way I planned it initially, so it's not good. But it does feel like it needs to be quicker. Somebody just said there, Francino, I have £250 to spend. Anyone got a starter list? Right. Listen, I've got videos that tell you all sorts of cool stuff to buy. Other preppers have videos telling you all sorts of cool stuff to buy. Affiliate links, click them, we get a commission. Awesome. Right. You got 250 quid. All you are buying is food and water, right? Food, water, a way to cook it, blankets. And don't go and get blankets for 40 quid off eBay. Go to car boot sales, go to charity shops. Spread that as much as you can. But the majority of that should be food and water. When I do a video and it's got like, top 10 preps to have and stuff like that, that's if you're already prepared. If you've already got your food and water, then start looking at the gimmicks. All the stuff on the shelf behind Brian, none of that is an absolute necessity. It's true, Brian. None of it is an absolute necessity. But if you looked left or right of him now, that is the necessity. Yeah? Which, here you go. There's the food. There's the food. There's the food. Water at the bottom there as well. It's freeze dried. That's the necessity. Yeah. All the gimmicks you see in people's backgrounds and stuff like that. Yeah. Go away from that. Spend your money on real stuff for now. As much as I'd like you to click my affiliate links and buy a power bank with that.
And you're right in what you're saying, though. The basics come first. The Gucci kit comes later. And
definitely.
People say, what price do you put in safety? Well, it depends, because everybody's got a different budget and different priorities. But, you spend within your means.
Yeah, definitely.
And 250 quid's a good start.
Yeah, it's a better start than I ever had. I started with like a tenner, getting a bit of extra shopping and stuff like that. You could do a lot of damage with 250 quid. I could do it now, actually. I've just been through my stocks. Oh, here's a quick reminder to everyone. I'm going to do a video at some point later this week, but I've just gave to the network just a sheet system for keeping their pantry stocked, tell them when the sell-by dates are out, generating a shopping list for them, right? Little tool that they can use for free. If you're interested in that, make sure you join up with the network, join the Discord, etc. It's all free to get on there. That has got me thinking I best check my pantry, because with doing what I do and doing content and stuff, that takes priority. And I know I've got a cupboard full of food and it's like, oh, that's stocked. That's fine. I don't have to worry about it. I know roughly how many days they're there. I've just been through it. There's cans from 2022 in there, which, don't get me wrong, I'd still
probably be okay.
I'd still, well, it was tomatoes, so they can be
no,
quite
but
acidic, so, yeah. But I could still eat quite a few of them, but it's not the point. I should be on top of that and circulating them regular. So I'm changing the way I'm doing that, and I'll do a video on it soon, but it's just a reminder for people to check stuff. Question: if SHTF, what are the odds of London citizens roaming the countryside if most common sense people have left major cities? How far do you think average Joe is going to go roaming? Average Joe will last 5 miles before they're sat down, trying to look for a vape or a cigarette, because they've just not done that kind of level of exercise and stuff like that. I would hate to be, I am in an urban environment, smack bang. My plan is to bug out. It never was before, now it is. But I'd hate to be anywhere within a 10 to 15 mile radius of the outer suburbs of London, because it'll spread beyond there. They'll go through the suburbs first, like locusts, every house, every nook, every cranny, every bottle of water, and it'll just spread. Once they get out into the country and they start to thin and spread out, natural selection will take place, and people in organized smaller villages just won't let people in. They just won't tolerate it. But yeah, I wouldn't like to be in the immediate vicinity. I would have a definite get out plan, or the ultimate bug in plan if I was there. What do you guys think, Brian?
What I would say is, 100%. And unfortunately, the longer you wait, the less chance you've got of getting out. Because, and we're not clairvoyant, you'll be like a cat in a hot tin roof. Do I stay? Do I go? And that's going to be a judgment call on the day, depending what you're faced with. But the longer you wait, and if you mistime it, then you'll be walking out, and you might even see a sea of bodies in the way there. And if people are really desperate by day 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, of a disaster or a major breakdown in social disorder, you're probably going to be fighting for your life till you get to the breakout point of the countryside. And then, assuming you've got kit and skills, you can live.
If you've got the luxury to do so, I would always recommend going early. And even if it's like this is only a 50% chance that this is going to happen, fine. Pack the car, go for a drive, stay in a travel lodge somewhere for a couple of days. The kids will think it's great. It's a mini vacation. If everything's fine, you get to go back home. Everything's not fine, you've already got out of the locust pit. Yeah. So, Barry, similar thoughts to that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, it depends on the circumstances that hit the citizens of London at the time. And as you say, most aren't going to survive very long, fitness levels, lack of equipment, lack of training. People will be turning on each other after a few days as well. I would not want to be in the middle of a city, like London, when it hits.
You'll find a lot of people with the illusion of fitness as well.
Yeah.
Because they go to the gym 3-4 times a week and they stand on the treadmill and go for 30 minutes while listening to music. carrying a kit, dragging
Totally
kids
different.
along, avoiding crowds, and brain going overdrive. It's a different kettle of fish completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gazmad Kilt said, when are you going to book that first aid course, Brian? Let me know the dates. I want to do it. There you go.
I'll probably put up a post on Discord of a couple of providers, what the prices are and the dates I'm thinking of. And if anybody wants to tag along, more than welcome.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Cool.
Don't forget to stock up on baby wipes for hygiene, save water for hydration and cooking, etc. Right. Over the long term, baby wipes can dry out quite easily. I definitely keep some in the situation that I was talking about in the video the other day, where I'm in a central refuge of the house for 2 weeks. It'll be baby wipes. Yeah. It'll be toilet wipes and baby wipes there. But if I was bugging out in the field, tend to a rag, a cloth, something like that, stuff that's durable and reusable. I would recommend packing over something, because baby wipes, once they're packed into a bag, quite bulky. They've got water weight, so they've got a bit of weight to them. And when they're gone, they're gone. So a couple of a good rag and a dirty rag, it will work a lot better as well. Third world economy, like the video, I'm a celebrity, get me out of Bradford. I've not seen that version. New City Prepper also became a member of your channel there, Brian. There you go.
Thank you so much. Sharing
the love it. I'll carry on looking through the comments. But what's their action? How do they solve this, Brian? The dark truth is 12 to 18 months and there's nothing in place from now till then. How do they step up, or is it going to take a third party to step up? Because we technically have a civil defense, but they're a private charity organization at the moment. So how's it going to work? What's the
reached
solution?
Out to them. There's very few of them, so I didn't continue with the application.
Right.
There's very few of them. Like less than 20. There's not a lot of them. That's the ones with little berries and stuff and the overalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's not for me.
We've got 400. We'll just start our own civils. I mean,
do you know that
that's a valid point, that we've got a large network now and a lot of people talking, a lot of people helping each other even in peacetime. So that's probably the most solid foundation, right?
Yeah. Community, networking, questions, skills, everything like that. What do I think will happen? Nothing. Nothing will happen, because you've got a government that's in a shaky peg because everyone I've touched has turned to shit since they got in. Do you think for 1 minute that Keir Starmer's going to stand up in front of a podium and go, listen, guys, the military's been underinvested for 30 years. It's been cut to the bone. Actually, we're no Great Britain anymore. We're not that great anymore. I'm going to send thousands of troops to Ukraine that we don't have. I'm trying to big it up in the world stage, but actually we're a small fish country now. We're overextending our reach. We've got very limited defences of the island. We've got very poor planning in place. We've got no civil resilience at all. We kind of hinted to keep 72 hours worth of food. Actually, it should be closer to 2 weeks to a month. We're not going to give you any money towards it. And incidentally, our largest, closest ally is now turned into a complete nutcase. Have a nice day, folks. How do you think that's going to play out in the polling booth?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because I don't see that happening.
No, but nobody wants it either. Nobody who's not a prepper wants us to invest in the military. Nobody who's not a prepper wants us to invest in resilience. Nobody who's not a prepper wants us to invest in anything like that. So, I mean, it's a hard sell to anyone, right?
Do you think that's an age...
Sorry, mate, on you go.
No. Do you think that's an age thing, Mike?
And it's sort of sometimes.
I think it is.
There's definitely a generational thing of when you've been brought up with food on demand within 30 to 40 minutes from the click of your phone, not even having to, even when I was younger and you had to get a takeaway, you had to ring somebody, and then when they arrived was when they arrived. There was no tracking app or anything like this. And just-in-time supermarkets and stuff like that. When you've grown up with all of that, then that's kind of normalcy bias for that, I guess.
Yeah.
It did give me a bit more hope when the last couple of prepper meets I've seen younger people there. And I mean, like 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds, that kind of age, and they're getting involved with it. I think they like the outdoorsy, bushcrafty side of things more than anything, but being part of that circle has made them more aware of everything else as well. So I think there's a bit of hope, but it's definitely a generational thing, in my opinion. And is that down to us? That's the question. I try to throw as much of this as I could onto my oldest son while he lived with me.
Yeah.
And now he lives on his own, he hasn't got a can of beans in the house. So nothing sinks in, nothing's stuck. Brian, you have similar problems?
Yeah, my 3 kids think I'm raving mad. And
we all do.
This is true. This is true. And
Lee, this is one of his t-shirts.
Hi, Lee.
There you go.
Hi, Lee. Good to see you, mate.
They've been brought up in a generation that's been empowered to have their say, and they've got all the rights, but none of the responsibility. When I was growing up, even in school, if I got out of line, I got a smack in the teeth or hit with a ruler or a leather belt. And that taught valuable life lessons that you fuck around and you find out. Not that everything's sunshine and lollipops and you'll always be safe. That's a life lesson that's been missed for 20, 30 years. Now, when me and my son discuss it a lot, and we'll argue or debate, and you'll get the wry smile and nothing's going to happen, and it's a big joke. And like I said to him, at this moment in time, you have got no children, you've got no house, you've got no responsibilities other than your own wants and needs and spends.
And at that age, you're going to live forever, right?
Yeah, you're indestructible.
Yeah.
However, at some point when you're grown up and you've got your own children and a measure of responsibility, your opinion and view may change. I said, but at the moment, you can have the attitude that you've got, that nothing's going to happen and everything's great because you shelter in the shadow of the protection that I try and provide. And at some point, I'll no longer be here. And he'll be eaten. So if something happened in 20 years, somebody will eat him. And that is my fear. As long as I'm here, I'll fight to my dying death, teeth and claw, for my kids. But I'll not be here forever. And as a parent, I've probably failed because our 3 kids are spoiled. We did whatever we could for them. And there's been a life lesson missed that not everything's sunshine and lollipops. So that's my opinion.
It's a valid one. Barry, you asked the question initially. What's your thoughts on it?
I've got to agree with what both of you guys have said when it comes to the current ages of children and what they're brought up with. The one-click on-demand generation. They're not going to stand much of a chance at anything. Personally, I think Gen X is probably the age group that will survive the most of anything that gets thrown at us, because we were brought up to be resilient. Like Brian said, you stepped out of line, you got a smack. You soon learnt a lesson. But with the namby-pamby nanny state at the moment, you can't officially do that sort of...
I'm not Gen X, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, we know. You're knocking out enough, though, aren't you?
I'm a millennial. I'm a millennial.
Yeah, but I think it's definitely an age where you were brought up to be strong. I mean, you'd go out, you'd scrape your knees, you'd go home, you'd wipe it off, and you'd crack on. Nowadays, it's no, I've scuffed my knee and bandage, there, and pat on the back and some ouchie cream, But no.
Listen, my granddaughter was over tonight, and I'd bought Rock Band from years ago for her to play. So she's playing, and I love her to bits, but she's shite, right? She was rotting in the drums, and she was rotting on the guitar, and I mean red rotten, right? So she was bursting into tears and greeting her eyeballs out.
Rig that game. The drums, you have to put it on expert mode, otherwise you're no good.
Well, it was uneasy, and she still wasn't very good.
No, easy's harder on drums because you're hitting like that, and the beat is doing this, so you can't go to the beat.
Right.
If you've got it on
that makes sense.
Expert, it's every beat.
I'll give that a try. I might not tell her, actually. It was more fun to watch the frustration.
Please video it.
Oh, God, no. The lesson she's been brought up to learn is that if she stamps her feet and cries her eyeballs out, it's okay to give up. No, it's not. If I'd have carried on like that, even if we had tech like that growing up, which we didn't, wasn't even invented, but if I'd carried on like that, my mother or father would have slapped me across the head.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Same, yeah.
That's what's missing. That's what's missing. That birth rates are dropping off as well on top of that. So.
Not in your house.
Not in your house.
But they're all outdoorsy. They're all outdoorsy. I mean, even like my oldest son, who maybe didn't quite pick up on the prepping side of things, still loves camping, still loves going out, still, knows stuff like that. So they're all outdoorsy. So that's my achievement. I've got loads of starred comments I'm going to go through here, guys. I'm trying not to miss any, but there's 200 of you in here, so I will miss some. While there's 200 of you in here, though, we will carry on talking in a minute. I must spam you with the Scottish Prepper Meet 2026, 28th to the 31st of August 2026, the Bush Reviews campsite near Langholm in Scotland. Loads of demos, bring your stuff down, buy some stuff, sell some stuff, social evenings. Come and meet me, Brian, Barry, all the Fireside crew, all the UK Prepper Network crew. £35 per pitch, not per person, per pitch. So if you want to fit 27 people in your 5-man tent, that's on you, but it's per pitch.
Are you bringing the kids then?
No, there is no children. Well, no, children are welcome. There is a little park off to the side. They've got like shore sheep. There's a petting zoo type thing. It's a really nice site.
Don't do what they did last time though. Hawkins pitched his tent up and was making bar noises, wanting petted, and he had a sign saying, "Come in and rub my tummy."
I think he brought that sign before he knew there was a petting zoo there, so that's what worries me. There's still tickets available. We expect to sell out, so yeah, make sure you get booked on for that one.
Be good.
Yeah, it will be good. It will be awesome.
Looking
at the dates on canned food, are we heading for a food shortage? No, I mean,
who knows?
Anything could put us on a food shortage in this country. This is the thing, and we've seen it so many times. We don't even have to talk about the clappy jabby times. Like fuel strikes, and stuff like that, and problems with the ferries. Anything within days, hours, and days, your supermarket shelves start to strip back. They have a fraction of the amount of food they need to cover the area they're in.
Bad weather.
Yeah, exactly. Bad weather, yeah. But you've got these snows. It was the other day when we had all these snow warnings. People were panic buying here. We had this much snow.
And everybody needs 60 loaves in their life for them and the two kids.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see all the mouldy bread and the milk cartons out by people's bins this week. But yeah.
Meanwhile, the Smiths are making igloos out of loaves on their living room floor.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, if you're talking about why I'm checking the dates on my canned food, that's purely because, like I say, I've set up this sheets thing for everyone to use, and just to keep track of everything. And it's been a while since I've got to the dusty back cupboard of my. I say that I've only been in this house like 3, 4, 5 months, so that's no excuse. It's I literally moved 4-year-old soup from one house to the other.
Oh dear.
That cost me fuel to transport. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Have you seen the price of 1 ounce silver coins recently? Yeah, it's absolutely insane. The silver price has gone through the roof. To be honest, if I had enough that was worth cashing in right now, that would help me towards the land. But Yeah, it's the actual spot price is 64.65 at the moment per ounce of silver, and it was like 30, less than 30 when I was looking last time ages ago.
Wow.
A year ago. So yeah, insane. Good time to cash in, or maybe just good time to hold on because it's going to keep going. Most people overestimate their ability to hoof it once things go bad. The golden horde will take a bit of... Yeah, a lot of them people are also going to bug out to the Highlands, because that's how we're all going to survive, Brian. Bugging out to the Highlands.
Yeah, they should try walking there in September, October. Never mind bringing a tent.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. It's not pleasant. I run ultra marathons. Water dense calories is critical to exit. 100 kilometers, 8 liters of water. Start training 20k to 30k. Wow. Learn your water to calorie ratio. It's good. I mean, maybe I'm not going to start doing ultra marathons. I think the stuff I do is enough for charity. Ultra marathons a bit far for me, but like, big hats off to you. And if you are in London, at least you can get out pretty quick on foot. But
yeah, I'm pretty chuffed if I make it to the top of the stairs without pissing myself these days. Let's be honest.
That's because you've like necked 17 cans of Pepsi at the bottom of the stairs, though. There's a difference. What I'll take from what Redback is saying there, though, is try these things.
Yeah.
No, but just try these things just because you're fancying, Brian. Calm down. It's not that kind of stream. Try these
so
things
far,
because some people, like me, for example, the first hike I did, which was for British Heart Foundation, that I thought is going to be a doddle. I've walked that, I've hiked that, I've done it with full kit and stuff like that. The reality check of that 3 days in was painful. Was a painful lesson.
Funny videos though. It was funny videos.
Well, no, it was probably my lowest grossing video at the time. It's easier to sit here and rant about something. Starting prepping a while ago, but power was weak point. Just bought a second Delta 3, but would welcome advice for suitable solar panel, and then it will be renewable power. Thanks in advance. City Plumbing. Brian, run your City Plumbing advert now.
Sponsored by. It depends what you've got space-wise. If you've got a house and you've got a shed, then get some 500, 450 solar panels from City Plumbing. You'll pay about 72 quid, right? So if you've got a Delta 3, then get two. Get two of them, run them in parallel with branch connectors. On paper, it's 1,000 watts. In reality, it will take what it needs. The key being run it in parallel. So if you don't want to fix them up permanently, put an old cloth over them, sheet, stick them in a shed and bring them out in time of shit as the fan. However, I suggest you use it because it's a paperweight. If you don't use it, it's money wasted. Plus, if you're using it, you know it works, right? The folders. If you do not have a shed or a garden, then you're really looking at folding solar panels, like the one from the ably demonstrated Bartholomew and Michael there. So you're looking at folding solar panels. Folding solar panels are generally very expensive, produce a fraction of the power, and are a bit more fragile with opening and closing repetitively. So for them, other than cleaning them now and again, I wouldn't use them at all unless the shit hit the fan. Or
I must admit, Brian, this Anchor one feels more solid than any of the ones I've had in before.
I mean, they're good panels.
Weight-wise, I mean.
I was nearly 600 quid for the 400 watt folding solar panels. So that going by the poster's comment there, that'll give you an idea. If I wanted a 400 watt folding solar panel, it's the best part of 600 quid. If I wanted a 500 watt rigid solar panel, it'd be about 72 quid. There's the difference, right?
Yeah.
But rather than spending that sort of money on folding solar panels, what I would suggest now, and I'll be doing going forward, buy 400 or 500 watt panels. That gives you redundancy and no single point of failure. If I tear or it blows over and smashes the 400 watt panel, it's toast. If I've got an array made up of 4 folding 100 watt panels, one or two of them getting damaged, they've still got a viable charging solution there. So it gives you options, and it's cheaper.
I get the single point of failure point on that, but having 4 interconnected, is that not more points that can disconnect and connect that could break at that point?
Not really, because generally, if you're putting them out when shit hits the fan, you're not really going to be walking about with a 400 watt folding solar panel. I mean, it's the size of a 32-inch plasma TV, and they're quite bulky and clunky. You ain't walking with a tent with these things. That's not going to happen. But you could walk comfortably with a folding 100 watt panel, perhaps even 2 if there's a party of you. But your MC4 connectors, etc. as well, you're checking them for any thermal hotspots or whatever. Are they melted there? Are they showing any signs of damage? And as long as they're good connections, unless you're making and breaking them all the time, they'll be fine. It's only when you're constantly pulling the connectors in and out, then you're going to have problems long term. But if the shit hits the fan and you've set up your array of folding solar panels and your connections are good, you'll have no problems.
Yeah.
And to be honest, see if you buy spare cables, you'll probably not see them up there, but they're relatively cheap. So every other month or so, if your other preps are on point, buy a selection of various lengths, MC4 cables and XT60i connectors. And that way, if you've got any problems with cables, you can move your arrays out to different places, shorten them, lengthen them, whatever it is if you're chasing the sun. So it gives you options, and it's not dear.
Yeah.
Shockingly, did you say City Plumbing are selling solar panels? I don't think there's any sarcasm in that at all.
Unless Brian's bought them all.
I like how you make 32-inch TV sound big, but to Gen Z, that's a portable. Like 32 inches, the bedroom size. Do you remember when 32-inch was like, whoa, and that was the biggest TV in the front room?
Mate, in my bedroom, 6 inches is that size. Is that not how it works?
That's definitely not how it works. I've just gone metric. Centimeters sounds like more than it is.
Is that what you told her?
Yeah.
Well, it obviously still works.
Don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so the resilience front, apart from being prepped ourselves, which we obviously advocates for and will help anyone the best way we can, how do we get the nation prepared? Let's say we want to not be complete recluses and we don't want to hide away because upsec, everyone's gonna know my name, and we're actually wanting to help the rest of the population. How do we get them prepping more than what we're doing now, more than just putting ourselves out there on channels like this? How do we get this message across, and how do we make this country more resilient?
I don't think you can, other than doing what you're doing. Personal opinion, because let's put it in perspective. In the space of a year, the Discord channel is going to 400 members. Your channel's at over
25.
There you go. Who are active relatively all the time, and there's always somebody chatting in the channels. Your channel's over 12,000 now. Mine's has just burst 2,000 within a year. So there is a genuine growing interest there, and you've been on a couple of radio shows here and there and done interviews. The message is getting out there, and it's getting out there slowly, but people are coming round. I think the tipping point before it becomes mainstream, I don't know if that'll ever happen, because people fundamentally don't want to know.
Right. So if you don't want to upset people and get people trolling you and stuff like this, now's the time to leave. Because what I'm going to say is the problem not then, Brian. So I did the radio interviews, okay, and BBC Radio 2 was the largest impact I had. I saw a spike of like straight after that. Radio Lancashire wasn't, because they got my name wrong. But if you're not sat there with a pen writing down the name of this person on the radio, you're just going to search UK prepping or prepping in the UK or what is prepping.
I know it's coming here.
Top of that list is people that are just cloning Americans. Top of that list is the likes of Funky Prepper. I'll say it. And although if you come across his older stuff, you might be like, okay, this is it. This is outdoorsy. This is the kind of stuff I'm into. But if you hit a bulk of his stuff that is like but people are taking over the world, they're making storage units into super prisons and stuff like that, then the stereotype is just being reinforced, and we lose them people, and they never come back because that is their instant impression of UK prepping.
I'll answer that. Here is the problem, and you hit the nail on the head. That channel in particular has got over 100,000 subscribers. Regular subscribers.
Nearly 150, yeah.
Right? Who actively like and watch that content. So there is an audience for that. Now, we try, and we're not perfect, far from it, try and not do clickbaity stuff. But here's the thing, unless your title is fairly clickbaity, nobody clicks on it. So it's trying to find a happy medium and still keep the content factual without scaring the shit out of people. And that's a difficult balancing act. Now, you've got over 12,000 subs. I've got over 2. Between us, let's round it up to 15,000. That's how many people are interested in what we perceive to be real world prepping versus scary, crazy American clone prepping. So you tell me who's in the wrong.
And I'm the fairy fucking godmotherly. No, I mean,
the Godfather.
Obviously, it's been a bigger thing in America for a long time. But they have a lot of sensible people as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, if I what's it? Is it? Oh my god, it's gone out my head. Tango Mike Whiskey, is it?
Mike Tango Whiskey.
Mike Tango Whiskey. I bet he has the same issues we have. When
He's a good
people
guy.
Are searching for but when people are searching for prepper over there and coming across NY and Nate and all the other people sort of thing, getting to the top of that list and being that fear mongering thing, he's probably got the same issues we have. We've just got it on a smaller scale, right?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Speaking
you're
of
asking
awesome
about
Americans, Ration Nerd House.
Hey, how we doing, mate? Nice to see you.
2026 is going to be a shit show. It already is. We're only 3 weeks in, brother.
Welcome to the party.
Anybody who doesn't know, by the way, sorry, Brian, anyone that doesn't know, 180 odd people in here, Ration Nerd has an awesome channel. He just reviews rations. He is exactly what he says on the tin. Ration Nerd. He's not politically correct. He will offend you deeply, but you'll enjoy yourself laughing doing it. So make sure you go and check it out and subscribe. And he puts a video out almost every Sunday, just before the fireside. So that's your Sunday sorted. You watch Ration Nerd, you go and have a break, tea, come back, and then you watch the fireside.
Brilliant.
Sundays are golden. Carry on, Brian.
No, I'm just going to say that every atheist in the world finds religion when they're falling off a cliff, right? Every non-prepper becomes a prepper when shit goes wrong. And it's the same as the atheist as it is for a non-prepper. It's too late, right? If you're falling off a cliff, that is the wrong time to become religious, okay? Because it's too late. If the shit hits the fan, there's a power cut, you've got bad weather, the gas is off, the heating's off, your kids are freezing, you have no food, the water's shut off, that's the wrong time to become a prepper when you've got fuck all. So it's the same thing. Everybody wants to be this when it's too late. The time to do these things is now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I still go back to how the hell do you get that across to somebody who's more interested in
but you can't.
Who's wearing the Premier League and we don't care where our food comes from. You know what I mean?
But you can't do any more than you're doing. You're making best endeavours. So's Barry, so am I, so's the rest of the guys. You're making best endeavours, and you'll never persuade everybody.
No. Yep. No. Thank you, Evil Girl, for posting Ration Nerd's link there. And yes, Ration Nerd is an asshat, but he's a funny asshat.
But he's our asshat. He's a good guy.
The days ahead is worth a watch, says Dave. Do you think we should see more stuff like that, Barry, where it's more realistic disaster films, not Hollywoodized? I don't want to see somebody jump in a Cessna and avoid meteors as they take off a breaking runway, you know, or leaping from building to burning building. It's just not realistic. But do you think we need more realistic films, and would it get the audience?
It's not going to hurt, let's put it like that, so long as they keep everything factual and accurate and don't, Hollywoodize it like you just said. Yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff out there, to watch. I mean, there's a particular episode of The Last of Us, where there's a crazy prepper guy.
Oh, he's brilliant.
He's absolutely brilliant. It's an excellent episode. If anybody, I'd thoroughly recommend anybody, if they want to see what a proper prepper looks like in the US.
Is this the new season, or I've only seen?
No, it's the old one.
The old season. The old season.
You'll be sitting watching it, going, "Oh, I'd love to do that." And he's driving to Home Depot and filling it full of shit and building fences and digging stakes, and he's got his generator up and running. You're sitting going, "That's the shit I would do."
Yeah. Cracking episode. If anybody gets to watch it, totally recommend it. But yeah, keep stuff that's more realistic. Definitely is not going to go wrong. I mean, I've actually noticed a couple of mates at work. I overheard them talking to each other the other day, and they're actually talking about prepping. Now, you wouldn't have thought it in a million years, but it's obviously something that has caught their attention because they were having quite a good conversation about it.
Were they referring to it as prepping, or were they just talking about getting more ready? How was it?
How were they phrasing it? They were talking about different channels, a couple that I hadn't heard. I think actually Ration Nerd was one that they mentioned as well.
There you go. He's international. That's because of my t-shirt.
He's international star.
That's because I've got the only Ration Nerd t-shirt in the UK. Speaking of the awesome Ration Nerd, he has just gifted 10 memberships to people. How cool is that? Thank you very much, Ration Nerd.
But
sorry, carry on,
it's definitely becoming more mainstream. More people are now suddenly aware of prepping and are taking notice of things because of all the crap that's happening around them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of AI prepper videos on YouTube all saying the same tosh. Some new UK channels, but it's the same AI content.
Yeah.
As a fan of AI, Brian, are you okay with that? Or does that piss you off?
Rude. How fucking rude. Wow. Don't get me wrong, AI's got its place, in my opinion, when you've got limited IT skills like me. So I've
got a massive claim coming against you soon, Brian, by the way, just so you're aware.
Listen, there's a trolley boy job with your name on it.
Use AI without somebody's consent. You've got some paying to do.
Listen, you were the one that wanted to look like one of the village people. Don't bitch about it now. You did suit the hat though. No, I use it as a tool, and like every other tool, it can be abused. I don't use it to make a video and then post it and flag it as my content. I'll look at an article or something that's jumped out in the news or something I've heard on the radio. So I'm sitting watching the Chief of the Defence Staff getting grilled and telling everybody we're bollocks to them, we've got no plan. That's something people need to know about that they might not know about, and I'll put my spin on it and my opinion on it. But while I'm doing that, I'll snippet articles from across all the news places I can get it, and then I'll try and fact check what he's saying, and then I will use AI to generate some of the pictures and that kind of stuff, because I'm not a graphic designer and I don't have particularly strong IT skills, so I'll use it to enhance me. Nobody wants to spend 10 minutes of you talking at them, but if you've got little graphs and snippets to justify what you're trying to put across, that's got value in my opinion.
Shit. We've been talking for 1 hour and 4 minutes. We best start putting some things across the screen.
Oh no, he's bringing out Percy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. AI has its place and stuff like that. Will it take over the world one day? Maybe. Will we see Skynet? Maybe. Definitely feels like a race to the bottom when it comes to integrating it with the military and stuff, but we shall see how that goes. I've been accused of it because I can't, because I'm not just sat there staring you in the eyes talking for 30 minutes straight, and I'm looking down at the notes I've made or reading the things that I've typed out. People say I'm using AI, and I'm like, no, because it'd be a lot more eloquent if I was reading. I know channels that are bigger than me that just use straight A to B, exactly every single letter, AI scripts. Yeah. And they just read this off. They rattle out a few pictures in between and stuff like that and show you all the stuff that they haven't got and they don't do, but, you know, they're telling you to do. And you can just tell and that annoys me probably more than just an AI channel. At least when I load a video and it's David Attenborough going, yes, you can start prepping too, and I'll know it's AI and I'll just go straight off it.
But here in his habitat, we've got Mike. He's made 20 women pregnant by brushing past them in a nightclub.
But he's out of the woods because the nightclub's set on fire.
Who remembers David Bellamy?
Now, he looks like you.
Exactly. He's getting in all the ground bush, getting in here, in all the bush, and having a good look round. And that's what Mike's been doing. He's been getting in there and making himself very popular.
For fuck's sake. God damn it.
I mean,
how can I miss a mouth this size?
But I mean, my missus is Gen Z. She doesn't have bush. I'm just going to throw that out there. Anyway, that's enough of that. Right, SB. I always say to people, don't show up on my doorstep to eat my preps. Yeah, there you go. Just looking through here. I don't know who got the gifted memberships. I'm sure you're all feeling really lucky. Right, while I'm looking through the comments trying to catch up. I spent 3 hours watching Parliament, by the way, because that petition for a general election went to a debate where none of the front benchers were on. It was all backbenchers just yabbering, and we still don't have the results till tomorrow. But yeah, you're just saying about doing research. This is the kind of crap we do.
It's probably worth mentioning to people see to make a 10-minute video. It can take, so the one today that I did, it was about 8 minutes. That took me 3 hours, right? And most of that is spent looking up facts, figures, justification, making up stuff, writing down notes and prompts on tablet, transferring screenshots and stuff. And you'll see me occasionally looking down to the left because I can remember most of it, but you need to prompt yourself. So it's very difficult to try and keep it accurate and wing it for even an 8-minute video. And then you'll spend another couple of hours making up graphics and clipping it all together to make it look as pish as mine's actually come out. So it does take time.
Yeah, that's a super sticker on your channel there, Brian.
Oh, thank you. I can't read that because my site's fucked.
Tracy Harris has given you a
thanks, Tracy.
Super sticker. Surviving 2 weeks on the Gavalax BBC archive YouTube. Interesting.
Don't know anything about that. I'll have a look.
And have a Google of that one after. Oh God, Parliament is so boring. Yes, we know.
I think Phil had a question earlier on, but I didn't get a chance to read it properly.
Phil's got a million questions.
It's Phil.
What are your thoughts on the water crisis in Kent and southeast England? Advice. No advice. No advice. You should have been listened the first time this happened to you about a year ago and got prepared. And because you ignored it, you're in the same situation. Maybe third time lucky. Anyone got any practical advice? Sorry.
If you click on a video for 2 days ago, I extensively covered all of this.
That's his get out.
Well, basically, you're not wrong. If you get kicked in the balls once, right, and then you keep spreading your legs and somebody's got a twitch and you get kicked in the balls, and again, you deserve what you get to an extent. But everybody can and should have a small water supply at the very least for 3-4 days minimum. And here's a reality check. We're 4 days plus into this water disaster for nearly 30,000 people. We still no signs of it getting improved. There's still no fix here. So 4 days sounds a lot. And when you've got it out there, it looks a lot. Might not be enough. As it's proven, it's probably
water do we reckon in the local supermarket holds? A day?
They're all selling out.
Zero by now.
Yeah, they're all selling out. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the news earlier on, I think the commentator turned around and said that the cars that were the pickup points for the emergency water, they were being given 6 bottles of water per car. and that's like
so you'll be back tomorrow.
6 litre bottles of water per car. That was
Make it last.
And then
Make
it was like,
last.
move on.
So the same cars will be back there again tomorrow, and the next day, hoping to get water.
Yep.
Yeah. My genuine advice is the same as SHTF, right? Bottled water. It's a storage issue for a lot of people. If you've got a lot of water stored, brilliant bonus. But generally, bottled water and stuff like that, you're still on a ticking time clock. Have a way to filter water. Have a way to gather water.
Purify it.
Yeah. Let me just pop this on here.
If only somebody had spoken about this.
Yes, we've spoke about this. So Brian spoke about this. We've all spoke about this. This is on the UKPN website, completely free. You don't have to be a member or anything for this. And in here, we've got the British Geological Survey. Every one of those little triangles is a water well or a borehole. Some of them you might find you'll go there and there's a new housing estate because they've just gone over the top of it. Some of them will still exist and be open. Either way, there's water at them points if you have to dig down or nearby. And of course, the other one is it's not like we've got a shortage of rivers in the UK. If you look at that, it looks like something from the bloody Upside Down. This is a complete river map of the UK. And you can zoom right in and see where they're coming from and obviously where the sources are and stuff like that and which way it's flowing. Both of these maps completely free to access, open source stuff that you can find online anywhere, but we've got easy access to that on ukpn.org. Just have a water filter. Know where you can get water from. Be a one step ahead of that game. That would be my advice beyond all of that. So, yeah. Brian, you said get your war plans. What's in your war plans, Brian?
So mine's were prompted by twice I've been in holiday and twice something's went wrong at home. The power went out last year. Sorry, the year before the power went out. And I've got 1 or 2 power banks, for talk's sake. And there's the odd battery for the domestic system. My kids didn't know how to use it. So that was a problem. They had an abundance of power, but they had no way to access it because they didn't know how. They didn't know how to turn on the power banks, didn't know how to use the home battery storage. So that prompted, followed on by the heating packing in when I was away on holiday, the tail end of last year. So I shouldn't probably go on holiday because everything fucking breaks. But that aside, the book is about that size, well, A5-ish, but about that thick. And it's got things such as where the stopcock is, but it'll have a picture of the kitchen. It's got a picture of the cupboard, then with the cupboard open, then with the small plastic cover and the side of the cupboard carcass, and then inside that it's got the stopcock, and then it's got a cheeky arrow pointing clockwise and anti-clockwise, and another one saying, turn it this way, right? Turn it that way. Water on, water off. Stuff like that. Here's the stopcock. Here's an EcoFlow Delta 2.
You've attempted to make it idiot-proof, but in doing so, you've probably made it worse because they'll need to get to the stopcock. They'll open the cupboard. They'll look at the picture you give them. They'll look at the cupboard like, that's got flash bottle there. That's got Sif. It must be the wrong cupboard. I'm going to close.
No, it's empty, mate. It's all good. Yeah. Anybody could follow this. And the power banks, so it's got pictures of a Delta 2, an Anchor C300. Hold an arrow going, hold me for 5 seconds to turn me on. Right, that sounds really wrong, but yeah, that one. I'm more a 10-second. I'm a 10-second kind of guy, but that's a different story. Right, the display will look like this. Arrows pointing to what each thing means in the display. Where different plugs go, what leads you need, where spare leads are for each one. That sort of stuff. And then it's got other things on.
For this to be tested, I'm so looking forward to your next holiday.
No, do you know what I'll get? I'll be on a cruise ship and I'll get a text message when I get into a port 3 days later. Where's the book? Right? That's how that'll go.
Or the holding the button on the book on the picture.
Yeah, it doesn't work, Dad.
Nothing's coming on.
and other stuff like different types of foods, how to cook them, how to use the stoves, the the gas cookers, different types of cookers.
It's a good thing to add that. Just to interrupt you there for a second. If you are teaching the younger generation to cook, more so than how to season, how to recipe and stuff like that, please teach them how to check something is cooked. All right? Because my son was 16, came home, I'd been away overnight with work, and I got back, and I got a rack of ribs from the butcher's, proper butcher's ribs. And they were in the fridge, like wrapped up sort of thing, ready for me to have. And he said, "Oh, I tried to have them, but I couldn't eat them." And they were in the bin, the top of the bin. I was like, "Oh my God, what a waste." And I lifted them out, and they were half gnawed and like half eaten on one side and raw.
Oh, dude.
He'd put it in the oven, turned the oven light on, gone and sat down for an hour, come back, turned the light off, took them out the oven, and attempted to eat cold raw ribs. I mean,
yeah,
I get that's probably an edge case of how stupid can you be, but on the same note, please tell them how to do the simple checks. Make sure the juices are running clear from a chicken and stuff like that, and looking for the pink flesh and stuff like, teach them how things should look when they're cooked. Sorry,
yep.
Ryan.
No, you're all good. Torches, different types of torches, pictures. And it sounds really bad, but turn this part to take it out and put the battery in here, stuff like that, and then a picture of here, there's the batteries. Use these batteries. This is positive, this is negative. Literally, Officer Doofy type intelligence level, how to use it. And then there's a couple of bits with maps as to where to walk in this direction to dig stuff up. And then at the very last bit, there's the black book, which in the end of shit hits the fan, if I'm not here, how should I put this? Ways of keeping you and the other kids safe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hide.
That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
Hold on. Brian isn't AI.
Listen, if I was AI, I'd have more hair, whiter teeth, and I'd be thinner. This would be Team You AI if I looked like this. Come on.
Well, the happy little fox in Renji says AI means anal insecurity.
Well, I don't like to boast, but
what was the outcome of the debate, Mike? Well, I watched for 3 hours the other night, and then they called it as a recess, and they would come back in the morning. And I hadn't watched it the next day, but I've got the page, and in one it says, waiting 1 day for Parliament to publish the debate outcome. But the debate outcome will be, no, we're not gonna. They're never gonna do an election for 1 million signatures. All that petition thing is there for. I'm going to stop posting. I'm going to stop sharing them, by the way. All that petition parliament.uk is there for is to give you the illusion that you have a voice. Anyway, this is not the political channel. That's the other channel. Sue Fucker's still charging us £41 a month. Had to drop off a case of water to my 91-year-old neighbour yesterday.
Very kind of you. Look out for them.
So the is she talking about the water board is still charging them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're entitled to something back after that, or some sort of compensation, I believe. I purchased some water purification tablets and some water filters with boiling. That should keep me safe for a few weeks. Boiling is always number one.
Always good.
With the water purification tablets as well, you want to save a couple of quid, go to your local Army Navy store, somewhere like that. They'll have the Army ration ones, and they are pence. I've got hundreds of them. If you order from some shops, they just throw them in there to get rid of them, I think. I don't know what this is related to, but Phil says butt plugs again. Okay.
I think that was reference to the AI Brian comment.
All right, okay.
And that's when it went down the toilet.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, we've got 200 people in here. So, I mean, we'll answer what questions we've got, guys, but, you know, we can't be on here all night. So if you've got any legitimate, serious, genuine questions about prepping, if you're new, anything like that, please get them in there. Or anything you might think a new prepper might want to know. How important will change caching be as we get closer to war if it arrives? Noting thoughts on taking private property from Brian's interview on war discussion, man under scrutiny. Caching, I've always been tentative with it because of like burying stuff that someone might get, but I like the idea that Andy had, where his caching was putting a barrel of stuff at a family member's house, which is in a better location.
Yeah.
So when I'm able to, I'll be doing that for certain family members and stuff like that. That is on my to-do wish list kind of thing. So it was a great idea. But I mean, what do you guys think of caching? I mean, you're going to have to start caching soon anyway, Brian, to fit more power banks in. You're going to have to cache everything else.
I've already done caching. Right. Yeah. So, and for two reasons, like for your setup example, you're in the middle of a major metropolitan city. The chances of walking out with oodles of stuff and young children for any distance isn't realistic. However, what is realistic is getting from point A to point B. And point B could have enough stuff to get you to the next cache point, but you've got at least one or two cache points in whatever direction you go. It buys you options and choices, and it gets you to move faster and quicker. And it also makes you less your target, because Mike's walking with his kids, Mike's no walking with backpacks on everybody, dragging them under a heavy load, which makes them vulnerable. And that, for me, the days of me walking miles up a hill are long gone. Yeah. I'm very limited mobility, even until I get this foot fixed, more so now. So I can't walk 10 miles up a hill with a backpack on. That's pie in the sky. But I could walk to various locations where our stuff is and pick it up. Yeah. So, and like Andy suggested, it doesn't have to be 3 feet underground with some sacrificial nails on it in case somebody's metal detecting and they pick up that first. It could be in somebody's shed. It could be in somebody's house, somebody's loft. It could be a cache is just a place. It's not a hole in the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Barry, have you looked at caching?
I've looked at it, but I'm of the same mind of you, mate. Knowing my luck, I'd get there and somebody's already had it away with it. So I'm not overly keen on the idea.
What's for dinner, Dad? A fucking hole in the ground. That's what's for dinner. It's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
But no. See on that front, see the one hole in the ground. You don't just have one big barrel there. No. Have a couple of smaller tins in that general location, because nobody's going to dig up the whole field or all round the tree. They might get one of your caches there, but if you've got, say, 4 smaller boxes with enough stuff in it that will do, then the chances of losing all of them are very, very small. You might lose one, but you'll not lose them all.
Yeah.
So break your cache up.
Yeah, have multiple redundancies, basically. Yeah, just in case. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at some point towards the end of this year, I'm looking to do another walk, not the one that's the West Highland Way one for charity, which I'll be start plugging soon. Not today, but another day. I want to redo some of the journey I did to Scotland, because obviously that is technically a bug out plan for me, but not taking the map's advice where it told me to cycle, but actually taking the route I would take if I had no other choice, if it was like just get there, like straight line kind of thing. And I'm going to be looking for cache locations along that as well. So yeah, it's going to be a whole different story when there's kids in tow, like I say. But yeah, good one to bring up there, Phil. Appreciate that. I'm 30 now. At 25, I didn't think like this until I had my son. 100% having children changed my mindset. Definitely, because you've got someone else to look after. It's a whole different story. UK Armed Forces have less than a week's worth of ammo to hand, with no real manufacturing base to replace it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, we know the dire straits we're in. 39, prepping 6 months. Got my 67-year-old dad on board. He's ex-army though. I'm not sure if that plays into the mindset.
Probably.
It's a misconception that it does. It's a misconception that it does, and I'm pretty sure Andy's brought it up at times as well. Whereas people think, oh, you're in the army, you must be a prepper, you must be survivalist and stuff like that. You don't get any survival training like initially and stuff like that. And it depends what you're going into afterwards, if you would get anything further than that. But the army's a massive logistics chain. When you go out and exercise, you have enough rations for the 3 days or the 5 days. When they run out, you don't know how to suddenly skin the local camel and fillet it and cook it and all that lot. You're waiting for a truck to turn up to drop off more rations.
How many camels on Barnsley? He's been slaughtering the camels in the zoo.
The ex-army mindset might give them a bit more of the thinking the logical reasons why it could happen. But yeah. It's a misconception that the army makes preppers, as it were. There's lots of preppers that would like to pretend to be in the Walter Mitty regiment, but that's another story. Started prepping a while ago, but power was a weak point. We did that one.
Done that one.
Do a Peaky Blinders type advert saying, you fuckers start prepping. you and you and you. There we go. We've got a challenge. We need to go. I've got a flat cap somewhere.
It's not the worst idea.
It didn't drop dead. It's fine. Yeah. Start prepping. Start prepping. Start prepping. Start fucking prepping.
Works for me.
That's it. How can I make that into an hour-long video to get the maximum number of adverts in? I've subbed to Brian. It's been a few years since I watched prepping channels, Funky Prepper, etc. So you've never watched prepping channels then? Excellent.
Thank you.
There's a lot of AI prepper videos. I've done that one. Terrible at this. Surviving 2 weeks. Yeah, I've done that one.
Done.
Done
Make you suck.
I'm doing it all. You can help out at any point.
We'll do it all better then.
Question: CDS mentioned detailed plans for government to seize private property during the crisis. How far would this go? Okay, so this is a common thing. This is a very Hollywood thing. This has come from over the pond. FEMA's going to take all my gear, so I'm going to fight them at the door. Listen, if somebody turns up to your 2-bedroom house in the middle of bloody Birmingham, asking for your tins of beans, claiming they're the government, they're not. By that time, the government has collapsed. By that time, There are people in uniforms that you should not be listening to because it's a load of crap.
Yep.
They'll have to have emptied warehouses, all of the stores, everything else like that. Anyone claiming to be that, to take your supplies afterwards, no, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's an unrealistic scenario because just try and play out logically in your mind how it would get to that point.
They would waste more time trying to feed the people, the logistics of getting them there, vehicles, fuel and comms, to pick up your bug out bag and maybe an EcoFlow Delta 2 or something. Like Mike said, the big ticket
Brian
items,
might be a risk because he's got enough to power half of Scotland, but we're not. Just the average people with one power bank are okay.
Brian's not at risk. Brian's quite happy. He'll be fine. But the big ticket items will be the distribution stores, the RDCs, all these kind of places. And that's assuming there's enough command and control and logistics left for a bad disaster that they have to do that in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What I would be more concerned about is if it was a protracted conventional war where there's still a semblance of government and they bring in hoarding and rationing, then I would be concerned about perhaps getting stuff taken off for the greater good. But in a large-scale conflict, when the shit had hit the fan and government had broken down, no, not at all.
Another selling point to caching, right?
Yes.
Or also just being a bit more smarter with, if you go into your house and all your preps are in your front room against the wall and everyone can see them, then you're advertising it, right? Put it in different places, hide it about, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Barry, police at your door. It's 3 weeks into the disaster. We need to take your supplies. We've seen you on YouTube.
Nope. You're not getting through the front door for starters, because probably 3 weeks down the line there will be no police force in place, because they'll all be doing prepping the same as us lot.
They've nicked the uniforms.
Yeah. Sorry, but no. I've already had my stuff nicked.
I've never seen an officer with a face tattoo and a clown tear.
Sorry, mate. The other police from down the other nick have already been and taken everything.
That's it. I'm starving. Can you help me? Yeah, it's it's one of those. It's a good point, Amphia, to bring up, but it does feel it's one of those myths from Hollywood and stuff like that. Like, they're good. If you, I've seen people in the UK doing it though, because they just carbon copying American prep sites. They're saying, buy these things before the government stop you, or you must hide these things before the government come and take them away from you. No, listen, you've got 3 meters of paracord. The government's not coming for it. Just get a grip. Are you making your caches so you can get to them again? Maps, charts. There you go. Coordinates, etc. Okay. I mean, I know what I'm doing. My plan for this. What's even if you've not done it yourself, what's your go-to? What would you think you do to get to the caches, Brian?
It's got to be commutable, and you've got to assume that you can't get there by like car vehicle, because the only reason I would have caches is because I have to bug out. I'm leaving the bulky work kit here, and it's pure on survival mode. But a cache is only any good if it's to get from point A to point B. Otherwise, what is the point? Because it's like everything else that we've always talked about. If all you're doing is putting a cache to supplement kit you're already carrying, or a minimised kit you don't want to carry, you're still going to be dead after 2 or 3 days in the woods after shitting your brains out, or having them bashed out, or freezing to death. It's a fool's errand. A cache should only be to supplement your supplies to get from point A to point B. Otherwise, there's no point. The caveat to that would be, if you've got closer caches for you've got fairy things being taken off you, that's different. But for me, a cache is only as a trail to get from point A to point B, like breadcrumbs. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I'll let Barry answer, actually. Barry, because I see you answer in the comments about a map with marks on. Is that how you'd go? Because obviously some people are going to think like, you lose that map, you drop that map, somebody sees that map, it's maps, X on a map, they're either going to think they're going to find treasure or something, right?
I've got a custom-made ordnance survey map of my local area and the furthest point that I need to get to on that map. And all over that map, in every direction, not just in the one direction heading towards my final destination, are various points marked, coded, numbers, things like that, that me and the missus know what they are. Somebody else will just look at it and go,
gobbledygook everywhere.
What's that? It's all gobbledygook. It's got things marked on it like local streams, allotments, distribution centres, places to avoid as well, like high population areas. If I need to get from A to C, don't go via B, because there's a lot of people there, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's the plan I'm working on at the moment, obviously being where I am in the center of a high population area, so it's a difficult one, but it's good. For me, answering to that question is, obviously I said I'm going to be scouting out the route and the location, and I am going to be using as fixed natural landmarks as I possibly can. And it's going to be knowledge to me, basically, because without me, they wouldn't be making the journey anyway. To be frank, they wouldn't be able to. They'd be better off trying to stay out here or go into the Angela Rayner concentration camp, whatever's available. So So that's the reality of the situation. So yeah, it's based on landmarks and stuff like that. Don't base it on Bob's fence with a red post, because if Bob paints it or changes his fence, then you're knackered. So try and get stuff that's like, if it's been there for 1,000 years and it's pointing to a certain point, then chances are it's going to be there in 10 years' time. So things like that I'll be using.
See, one of the easiest ways to do it, see old stone walls. They've been there for centuries, most of them. They don't blow down and nobody steals them. And they're not going to be painted. And if you've got along the A50, whatever the road is, or trail, or whatever it is, north, right? Bottom of the wall, 50 paces. And if you know that every cache you've got is 50 paces up that wall from the next one, for talking's sake, you could then have 4 of them in a row, but you also know that it's 50 feet up and 3 feet out, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you put your shit. And I'm only talking a small box of stuff, not a big 3 foot. You don't have to use the big 3 foot water drums all the time with the metal bands on them. Try and break it up, and you could use that as a ready reckoner. It's a north facing wall. Nobody's going to steal it, knock it down, whatever, and you follow it up, and you know that it's 50 feet up and 3 feet away.
And with that, doing them smaller caches as well is a great idea. I'll be probably adopting that, doing what I'm doing. I will also over prep them small caches. So if I know I need 2 ration packs, for example, to get from cache 1 to cache 2, I'll put 3 in there. And if anything happens to cache 2, I've got some redundancy to try and get through to 3, even with a bit of rationing. So, you know, if something happens, it's just contingencies upon contingencies more than anything. But yeah, great question. Great question. Coordinates as well is a good one. Anything you write down, just make sure it's secure, make sure it's safe, you know, stuff like that. Unless you're not bothered, like, because it's on your person. And if you snuff it, let them have the cash. That's up to you. Weight of 100 liters. 100 liters of what, isn't it? 100 liters of water is 100 kilograms, right? So 100 liter backpack, it depends what you fill it with. Yeah.
Give it to the kids to carry. Here you go.
Yeah. What I tell you what, if we're talking about backpacks, just again, test it. Do you know how many half walks I did with the kit before the hike? And I came back and I'm right, well, that's got to go. Well, that's got to go. Well, that's got to go. I didn't do that enough on the bike because I'd have dropped half the crap off. Because weight, when you're testing it like around the house or just up and down the street, it's like, oh yeah, I can manage this. 10 miles in, different story. So test whatever you do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. TMP. 1 liter of water, 1 kilogram. There you go. The US is gladly willing to sell your arms. Retired veterinary tech. What do you think? We carried SW629s as our sidearm.
Smith and Wesson, is it?
Probably.
Sure.
Don't know.
My best mate was military for 12 years. He has got hasn't got a Scooby about prepping or keeping anything. Yeah, often don't, because you're spoon fed everything, you're hand fed everything. Everything's there for you, you know. If you're not being fed, but you know, if you've gone to chow and you've gone to scoff and there's no food there, then that's somebody else's issue. You don't have to survive it. Does anyone have crossbows? Not sure myself, to shoot myself in the foot. Lots of us do different range sports and stuff like that. Often we don't talk too much about it on YouTube because they don't like things like that. You know, because people misuse information and stuff like that. So a good place to come is on Discord. We talk about all sorts of ranged activities on there. Even better place to come is the prepper meet, because while we're sat around a fire and I'm 6 cans of beer in and Brian's 30 cans of Pepsi in, we have no filters. So it's fun. So there you go. So it's good to come and talk.
Because what you've got to bear in mind is, if we say something on here and the authorities are looking at it, say for talking's sake, you shoot clay pigeons or you do centre fire rifle shooting at a range. If you're on here talking about hypothetical scenarios and your ticket's up in 3 months' time and somebody happens to see this, it could be misinterpreted and put your legitimate pastime at risk. So the chances of us ever discussing anything like that on here are very, very remote because it represents too much risk for reward.
The day before the apocalypse, when the cigar tubes are in the air, we'll come on alive and we'll talk about everything we've not been allowed to say. just literally for an hour. Like, yeah, fuck them all, kill them all. Anyway, Matty Jones, $4.99 super chat really is appreciated. I think I got a PayPal donation through before as well, which is absolutely awesome. I did from Liz and Steve, £10 donation on PayPal. That is absolutely superb. That really does help a lot at the moment. So thank you. Been a while since I could catch a live. Hope you're all well. Keep it up. We are still here. We are still breathing. It's the best we can ask for. Again, Vanessa, let's talk on Discord. We can't really go into that, but yeah, I've got some, stuff. I've got a stick and a stone in my cache.
Nobody would ever realistically answer that on here.
We can't. Yeah, we can't. It's as simple as that. Where's anyone getting the decent tourniquets from, and any other recommended kit? eBay does quite a lot. There's different eBay sellers that do some great stuff. And if you look at like the MedX stuff, I don't know if you guys recommend that, but I've got some of the MedX stuff and things like that. Any recommendations from you guys? What's the
Rhino Supplies ones?
I was thinking,
the Cat 7s?
That's the one I got, the Rhino one. They were really good.
And again, get onto our Discord because we've got a medical section on there.
Yes, with paramedics, everything.
Yeah.
And there's some good bargains on there. People are looking and they find things. But somebody had found a good pack on eBay about 2 weeks ago, put it in the Discord, and probably about 9 or 10 of us snapped them all up and bought probably more than we should have done. Dr. Mike.
It's role play time.
Yeah, Mike, that's how you've ended up with how many kids you've got already. Put the stethoscope away.
Let's play doctors and nurses.
You're obviously not a very good surgeon at doing the snip then, that's for sure as shit.
Come on, guys, I'm ready.
Dr. Mike is in the house.
At the end of the month when I get paid, I want to try and there's 2 different types of ratchet tourniquets. It's like a snowboard binding type things where you ratchet them on, but they're wide. So when I get them, I'll do a quick review on them because they're supposed to be easy to put on yourself, and you can just, rather than having to get the windlass and turn it down when you're slippery with blood, these ones you just slide it on, pull it, and then ratchet it on. So I want to try them
as well. I'd be interested in them. I've got some ratchet straps that'd do, right? I can do the same thing with some ratchet straps.
See if you're bleeding out with claret, that would do. Because it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, definitely. Everything's better than the alternative. What I will say on top of that, before we make any further recommendations on that, none of us are doctors, none of us are qualified experts, none of us are giving you medical advice in any way, shape, or form. But skills matter. All right. Brian's doing the FREC 3 course. Hopefully I get to do that as well. Some workplaces offer free first aid courses. If you're part of any sort of sports association, I did the FA first aid course, stuff like that. Get as much education as you can, because simple things like tourniquets can only go on certain limbs and certain areas, right? Yeah. So you don't put it on the lower arm because it's 2 bones, not 1. All right. So just you've got to know the very basics before you start doing more. You could do more damage than good, basically.
Plus, it's the last resort, not the first one. Somebody's got a bleed, then the first thing should be a bandage, pressure dressing. Not you've got the guy's covered in tourniquets. He looks like he's fell out of Miss Whiplash's BDSM fucking boudoir, and all he needed was an elastoplast.
Well, this is it. This is it. People are going to be like, I get to use my stuff, so I'm going to use everything.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, let's not. It's, again, like I say, education is the big thing. And even learning yourself by looking through videos and stuff like that is still going to give you a bit of a heads up. So just make sure you know what you're doing before you do it.
And buy training, buy a bandage.
He's got a cut on his eye. Pour super glue in it. Oh, don't do that.
I'm driving my kids. I mean, my wife's a nurse. My oldest daughter's a nurse. My youngest daughter is nearly qualified as a nurse. And they're in, and I've got some of the Israeli bandages, and I've got ones out the packet, and I'll show them, this is how you put them on. And I'll say, right, that's great. So there's no point if I know how to do it, yous are fine. But what if it's me that's bleeding out? So here, this is how you use them, this is how you put them on, and I try and get them to practice as well. So have a couple of ones that are out the packet for practicing on, because if you do the first aid course and it's a year, 6 months down the line, you forget shit.
Yeah. I tell you what, it is another good reason to come to prepper meets. I'm not going to pull up the poster and read the whole Scottish prepper meet again. I've plugged it twice, right? If you want tickets for that, by the way, hopefully I'll post a link in the chat shortly to them. But go to any of the prepper meets. We've got a good friend of ours who does the Midlands Outdoor Survival ones called Rogue Roger Combat, and he teaches like medical training for other people. That's pretty much his job, and he does some awesome great demonstrations and great displays and stuff like that. And the best thing about it might not be sitting there listening for an hour. The fact is, everyone's approachable there. So you can go and talk to him. You can go and sit and have a drink with him. He likes whiskey if you're getting him a drink. All right. Just throw that out there. You're welcome, Roger.
He's a really nice guy, Roger, as well.
He is. He's a really nice guy, but he's willing to talk to you, willing to help you out. And that is the best thing about the prepper meets, stuff like that, meeting people like that and just expanding your own knowledge. Anyone know how to get the Rambo broadheads? Google.
No comment.
Oh dear, you guys.
You can buy them.
He's just trying to get us in trouble. Yeah, I know you can buy them. Yeah. I've been prepping for about 6 months now. Felt crazy at times. My girlfriend lives in Kent and has no water. My advice to fill up the bath straight after, and have given her 40 liters of my stored water. There you go.
Good man.
Excellent. Cool. And that's the kind of thing that gets other halves on board as well. Don't feel so crazy right now. Exactly. But I mean,
who's the crazy asshole now?
Yeah, I've had moments like that. I've got to look, see, it's good. And now me and my ex lived off my preps for an entire month, zero money whatsoever, and lived off our entire preps. And if I hadn't have had it, we'd have been struggling to eat. And this was before food banks were on every bloody corner. This was, and then 3 months down the line, I still got, oh, why are you buying so many tins of that? You lived through it. What do you... Never mind. The crazy is understanding the issues and doing nothing about it. That's Mark's Adventures, by the way. Hope you're getting well soon, buddy. Big shout out to you. He's got a YouTube channel as well, so go and check that out.
Oh, cool.
Barry subbed. There you go. You've Nelly on the land. You've got Nelly now. Once you've got Nelly, he never goes. So I love you, Nelly. I'm joking. I'm back. Baby Evil had lost her doll. Okay. Rummy from Demon. I don't know what you're talking about. I actually caught you while you were live, lol. You always joke about how many kids Mike has. How many do you have? There you go. There's a question for you guys.
3.
127.
Just the 2.
Just the 3. Two girls and a boy. So my kids are all adults now. No, they're adults. My youngest is 25. So yeah.
Old bastard. You old bastard.
Seasoned. I prefer the term seasoned. And go fuck yourself.
Yours all grown up and flew the nest, Barry?
Yes, my 2 are grown up. 35 and 38, I think now. Both the lads, yeah.
How come he's not an old bastard?
Because he looks like Santa.
Because I've got more hair than you.
He looks like
That's
Santa.
Not a high bar.
I'll send you some next time I cut it.
Oh, thank you.
There is a link in the chat there now for the tickets for the Scottish Prepper Meet. There is still camper and tent pitches available. If you've got a camper, book soon because they are limited. So there you go. Why can we eat our kids? Okay. What drone do you recommend, Brian?
It depends what you can afford and what you want it to do. So I've got the Mavic Mini Pro 4, and it's got the what one is it? It comes with the battery kit as well, but it runs for about can't see.
DJI Mini 2 SE.
Nice one. The drone prices have come down a lot, in recent years, an awful lot. I paid, I don't know, about 700 quid for mine, and it's, from a prepping point of view, for security, for scouting out things, locations, it's got a myriad of uses. So it's a force multiplier for preppers, I think, a drone. It really, really is. And what I would say is you need to go and do some form of training on it, because people are buying drones, they've got no formal training, they don't know the laws, and they're just going to get us all banned or heavily restricted. So whatever one you buy, make sure you're flying within the rules and the law. Obviously, shit hits the fan and there's no rule of law, that opens a whole host of other options for you, but that's not where we are yet.
Boudica spikes on my drone.
You can buy payload droppers for them and stuff.
Yeah.
For dropping off payloads.
Yeah, it's illegal.
It's legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Illegal. All right. I was thinking of, like, you know, SHTF, you're doing the toilet in the house. Where else to dump the nappies? Stick them on the drone, fly them out.
Well, we did 3 days last year. We did the drone pilots course. And the guys that were doing it, one was a helicopter pilot, another one was a helicopter pilot and a airplane pilot out the military. And these guys were brilliant. They were talking about they'd just done a course in the States, and they were bringing the drone over for the Forestry Commission in Scotland, and it could lift 158 kilograms. And what they were doing is they were sending it out on shoots, and when the people had the beasts killed, they were putting the deer carcasses on the drone and flying it up and taking it away, and it was saving them so much more time. And then they were using smaller drones for checking for forest fires and hot spots in the peat bogs where it was still smouldering and they couldn't see any flames or anything. So it's getting used everywhere in lots of ways you wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's interesting. I'd advise anyone to join the Red Cross St. John Ambulance as a member. You get to learn more than just first aid course from work, etc. But if nothing else, the first aid course is good. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I have a side room now. Great for watching TV prep. There you go. Tuned in.
Hopefully you're on the mend, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Drones, not one that relies on GPS to function. That's a good point.
You can, yeah, but you can switch that off, because because it uses GPS all the time for stabilization, and if you're doing it in a valley or you're flying it through a tunnel and it gets lost and it takes a shit and it flies off into the side of the hill or the tunnel, so they've all got that, but there's situations where you might want to turn it off.
Cool. DJI Mini 2 is super. Which one is that one? That was a 2 that you had, wasn't it, Barry?
Yeah.
Have you tried yours?
Yeah. I'm actually waiting on a spare battery because I had an issue with the one that came with, so I'm just waiting on a spare new battery.
It's gonna,
if you come in the pepper meet, we'll fling them up in the air and you can see them.
Dogfights. Yeah. I want to see dogfights between your drones.
Actually, at the last prepper meet, didn't somebody use a drone to take some footage? Yeah, that was it. JB.
JB hit on one
at the site, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he sent it to the site. Actually, they use it for their advertising now as well.
That's it. Yeah.
I brought one to the Midlands meet, and the hippies were trying to shoot it down with a laser.
Hang on, how big are the drones carrying deer?
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, without a written authorization, I can fly up to 23 kilograms, which is a big drone. Yeah. It's a big ass drone.
Any update on the gas hose for the heater, buddy? Not sure what that's about.
I've not ordered it yet. I did put a couple of links on when people were asking about them on Discord. So the Mr. Buddy heater, when I did the review on it, I'd said I was going to get the extension hose so you can run the bigger bottles.
Right, okay.
So I've not linked it yet. I linked it in Discord, but I've not put a post up.
Cool. Right. There's no plans to save the UK because it's prophesied in the Bible. All these things will happen and it will only get worse until the Antichrist comes to power. There you go. Satan has received the world as once prophesied in the Bible. This has come through from one of your channels, by the way, guys. And it's not a fairy tale. There we go. I'm covered. I got it sorted. I'm covered. You're all right. There we go. Don't hate on me. Hate on Brian. He's the Antichrist.
I'll just burst into flame if I walk into a church anyhow. So.
Right. So far, every woman that's married to a prepper hates me because I get the blame for them buying fucking power banks. Now I'm the Antichrist, right? Is there no limit to the shit I get the blame for? Really?
I've been called a werewolf. What are you worrying about?
But that's fair.
Being called a werewolf.
Oh, wait a minute. How the fuck? How can that compare? You get called a werewolf, but I'm the fucking devil.
Yeah.
Gee. Oh dear. Moving swiftly on.
Yes. I recently started in the last 6 months. So I actually had the audiobook of the King James Bible on my journey. So anyway, we try and keep religion away from the channel. Technically in the UK, it's not really religious in the UK a lot. So that's the reason why we avoid a lot of it. And we joke about it because that's just the people we are. We joke about everything.
There's no offense meant.
Yeah, no. Definitely not. Definitely not. What app do you use for the DJI drone? I assume the DJI app. I've no idea. This is on
Drone Assist.
I can't afford drones.
So what it probably means is Drone Assist. It shows you all the flight restricting zones, and but you also want to register with the CA for getting NOTAMs and stuff. So notifications to airmen for any things that's going that you need to be aware of. But Drone Assist usually updates with temporary FRZs and stuff. So it's pretty good.
There you go. I have none the wiser. It made no sense to me whatsoever. There you go.
It basically get big red circles saying "Don't fly here."
Yeah,
that's what it means.
Yeah. Right, I think we've gone for 2 hours. There's still 180 people in there, but I don't think we want to drag it on too long. It is a school night after all. Of work tomorrow as well. So, yeah, just one last mention. Mike ETA on the next Red 64 dispatch. It's here with stamps on, ready to go. So the ETA on the next dispatch lot is tomorrow. I am literally doing as many as I can. The USB multi-hub thing that I had packed in, so I'm doing 1 or 2 at a time.
You melted it.
No, it's just decided, you know, this is what you get when you get Cebu quality, I suppose. But
Mike's
yeah,
strikes again.
Yeah, but it's happening. It's happening. The next batch is going out. I'm trying to get them all done as quickly as possible, so you all can stop hating on me. Try to do a good thing. It cost me money. Anyone who's ordered one with the lightning adapter, 5 of them are coming. The rest you have to wait because I'm still waiting for a delivery of the lightning adapters. So sorry about that, but they will be here in the next week. So
you'll be happy when you get them. It's really good.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully, once everyone gets them, somebody can order one, and I'll do one, and it'll be nice and quick and easy. It was just the fact that 80 people ordered them in the same day. I was like, oh! Do that with the t-shirts. Do that with the t-shirts. If I'd have priced them right, it would have, it'd have been nice, but I priced them wrong, and I made a loss on most of them. So, you're welcome.
Billy.
I know. Tell me about it. Anyway. Enough of my wars. Thank you, everyone, who's contributed tonight, who's got involved in the live, shared, liked, just been here. 170 odd of you still here, which is really appreciated. Barry, are you getting some content coming up on your channel?
I'd like to say yes, but I'm putting a lot of effort into the side projects that you know about at the moment. So I'd like to get something out pretty soon, but as I say, it's if and when. It's as simple as that at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah, can't say no more than that at the moment.
Great advertising skills there. Cheers, Barry.
I'm just trying. I've got so many ideas and stuff of things that I want to do on videos and everything, but the priority at the moment is money towards the land.
But it means prepper related, no pornography.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the other side hustle.
Laura, send all your prayers for Brian. He needs them. Brian, any content coming up on your channel soon that we can look forward to?
I've done a video a day for the last 4 days running.
You're going to make it 5 then, aren't you?
If something topical comes up like the one today that people need to know about, I'll fire one out quick and dirty. But the next one that I've planned to do is the water filter ones, the Sawyers. So that'll be a Sawyer mini test, and then it'll be a Sawyer mini giveaway to members. So that was the one that was planned, but the Kent Water thing and the obviously the We're All Doomed video today took over. So, but that's the next one.
Doomed. He's found the algorithm. He's going down. He's going down the funk route. Take Brian to funk it down.
And that's going to shut him, Your Honour.
I've scared the rest of them off with my singing. So there we go.
You will not.
Is that?
You will not cry.
Right. Thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate all of you. Don't forget to like on the way out, and we will see you
guys.
Soon. Goodbye.
Thank you.